Hey, Wednesday evening. I almost forgot what day it was, and that's not strange. That happens quite often. It's been a pretty weird day in the city of Brownsville, and I say weird because it actually started to drizzle today. I don't know if anyone got some rain downtown. We sure just like didn't get that much rain. Paul, stay awake, Paul. Drink some coffee or something, bro. Drink some chocolate, hot chocolate, or a hot toddy. No, don't drink a hot toddy because then you'll fall asleep. Cafe. What's up? Que rollo con el pollo, Chip? Chip, why haven't you used any of my pictures for your profile page thing anymore? I was getting used to them. Jessica, Leah. Hey, Kelly, how's it going? Juan, what's the man? How's it going? Normita Hermosa, ¿cómo estás? Trisha, ¿cómo estás? Aurora, buenas noches. And Pedro, buenas noches, ¿cómo estás? Kathy, how you doing, Kathy? And let's see, Pati, ¿cómo estás, Pati? Paul, I woke up. Good job. Hey, Joe, what's up, man? Hey, my man Royal, you just skip. Buenas noches. Yana. Letty Garza. Robert, hello. Alma, man. Abraham, how's it going? Oh, goodness gracious. Y'all just jumping in, aren't you? Hey, Lucy. Hey, you made it today. Saludos, Papa Chup. Jose Medrano, ¿cómo estás? Buenas noches, Erasmo the Goat. Can you give a shout out to Ernie G? What's up, my man? Saludos, Jose. Bendiciones. Esparza, yo. Buenas noches, bendiciones. And I got that one. Marta, thank you for stopping by. Let me tell you, that was one of my first yard signs that I saw put up. Thank you so much. Eggman. Anna Williams, hello. Good evening. Lunch tomorrow? Yes. Please, send me an inbox. We'll have lunch tomorrow. Saludos, ¿cómo están? Man. ¿Cómo estás tú, Ruben? What's on the agenda today? I'm going to do a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Maybe a little bit of Rona, a little bit of... Hola, Carlos Elizondo Melguizo. We're missing you, bro. You should have jumped on. Jennifer, ¿cómo estás? I can't. Guys. Guys, good evening, everybody else. Sorry that we missed you. Happy Wednesday, guys. Let me tell you, one of the we got the numbers for the city of Brownsville, for Cameron County. We did have 334 reported for Cameron County. 191 are from Brownsville with 11 deaths. I know there was a news article. I'm not sure if the Herald was reporting yesterday's numbers, but it made it sound like they were today's numbers where they reported the 15. Because that one actually, again, Pobre Brownsville Herald, I sometimes I want to cry for them, they're just so bad. I mean, there's nothing more pathetic than the Brownsville Herald here in our area. Well, you got Channel 4, Channel 23 News, they're pretty much up there, giving them competition. Move! ¿Cómo estás, man? I love this man. Albert, Candela, saludos, man. Richard, ¿cómo estás? Saludos, Janie, and Frankie. Someone's looking for some signs.
Next week, I'll be posting on the weekend, so they'll be here very shortly, Marta. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for asking.
And I want to thank Eric for the amazing shirt.
What does it say? Está Carbona La Rona.
La Rona. And I said, you know what, guys? I think I should have trademarked that Rona word. Now everybody's using Rona. Rona. I would have been a rich man. La Rona. And it's so cool.
What does it say at the back?
It says social distancing 6 feet.
It's 8 feet.
Now it's 8 feet in the city of Brownsville. And, anyone wants a shirt, it's on my page. Eric, let me tell you, bro, that's a nice shirt. Thank you. Also, thank you, Ricardo's, for the mask.
Man, you get all the cool things.
Hey, it's good to be the cheese.
It's good to be.
It's good to be Erasmo Castro in the city of Brownsville, guys. No, thank you all so much. I do lunch regularly at Ricardo's. They got some really good food. Tan Pequeña is amazing. Y'all want a shirt? Please contact Eric Malacara, Mala Muerte. No me acuerdo, Eric, but it's on my page. Guys, the numbers are still bad. One of the things that we would like to talk about, need to talk about, is in regards to one of the the things that we learned late last night in regards to the city commission's orders. They did submit some requests in regards to for something that Frankie just mentioned. Social distancing at 8 feet, 8 feet instead of 6 feet. That was for restaurants though, and they did want restaurants, gyms, and the bingo to be at 25% capacity. And again, there was a lot of confusion going on out there. A lot of individuals were come out, and saying, "Hey, Erasmo, show us the document." I had no document, but I did see the post that Mayor Mendes, put out there, and had the opportunity to share it to some people out there. So, 25% capacity for individuals, for restaurants, for bingos, and for but again, and mandatory face covering at the gyms. But again, the question that I guess we got to ask right now is something that I was asked throughout this morning. A lot of confusion as to when it was going to start, and it was supposed to start today, but it's going to be enforced as of tomorrow. So it's going to be enforced as of tomorrow. Tomorrow. Good evening, blessings. Good evening. Hey, that's cookies. That's cookies will be ready next week. Good evening, that's my Frankie. Don't forget Frankie for cookies. So Ricardo's is going to open a place on International Boulevard. Yeah, the place that Ricardo's going to open on International Boulevard used to be La Rancherita. La Rancherita. And I always thought that was a pretty good place. I don't know why, just didn't do as well as it should. I know that we're selling it. I know that Ricardo's is going to open its fourth location on International. It's right across from Canales Elementary, right where that bridge, that bridge that crosses International Boulevard. Yeah, it's a dirty bridge. They need to go out there and do a little power wash on it or something. And they also got that fence is all rusty and everything. They got to do something to that fence. It just doesn't look any good. So congratulations to Ricardo, in the middle of pandemic, they're, out there, starting off a new business. One of the things I think that's very successful for them is that, they've been able to work very well in regards to curbside and, pick up orders. It's something that a lot of individuals have gotten to use for. But besides that, one of the things that helps out Ricardo's is they got some pretty damn good food. Let me tell you, they do have some good menudo. I like their menudo. I think their menudo is great. Someone was asking what else. I like La Tan Pequeña out there. Good stuff.
It is hard right now for businesses to stay afloat during these tough economic times. So special shouts out to Ricardo's. I believe this is going to be their fourth location within our city. So wishing them the best of luck. Their food is very good. I personally like to go to the one on Alton Glore whenever my tia and tío Gabby and Genaro would invite me, but next time is my treat. In regards to what's happened here locally, Erasmo, we heard from our local congressman from the Valley, Vicente Gonzalez and Filemon Vela. They had a press conference in Washington D.C. Addressing Governor Abbott, making the suggestion that he should shut it down, that he should issue another shelter in place. Also, we were tagged on a video in which there was a congresswoman, Jackson from Houston. He was urging, that the Rio Grande Valley has a need for workers, for nurses, for ventilators, for oxygen tanks. We are suffering heavily in our area. We are in the middle of a pandemic, and it seems like if it's not getting any better anytime soon. We had Dr. Eder Hernandez here last night, who did advise, and his exact words were, "We're in the middle of a tsunami." So it's very scary what we're dealing with. So I commend our local congressman suggesting, to our governor to issue another shelter in place. Would that happen? I doubt it. It would look very bad for the Republican Party at Erasmo, and as it could possibly sway an election. So, and again, we have previously talked about how the governor has been so adamant in pleasing President Trump in maintaining the economy, and we understand, it's a tough time. People are going to suffer, but we have to weigh in. What's more important at Erasmo, health or economics, and that's the real issue that not only Texas, but the United States is dealing with.
Well, again, going back to Ricardo's, I mean, Ricardo, I find it very amazing that in the middle of pandemic, they're planning to expand their business. You see, and that's one of the things that I think that Ricardo's did that was very, very successful is because they do abide by the different ordinances that were placed in regards to the shelter in place, the 6 feet. They do the wiping, they do everything else. And again, trust me, I'm not getting any benefits from Ricardo's. I pay for all my food there. I mean, but if I don't have to, guys, but I do pay for all my food there, Ricardo's. But no. One of the things that they have done is they focused on the curbside, the curbside, the curbside. They're also very, very careful. They also do delivery, and well, they do to me, so I don't know if it's that to everyone, but they do delivery and also curbside. One of the things that I think that is very important for local business to do is you have to reinvent yourselves. You have to reinvent yourselves. You have to modify a lot of different things, and if you do, you're going to be okay. You're going to be okay. Now, if you had a place at the mall and you were out there paying $25,000 in rent, then you're not going to do very well. You're just not going to do very well. So you have to figure something differently. And even to my bars out there, I feel very bad for my bars. That they're not making any money. A lot of the individuals that work there also, they're not, getting any cash in. But again, bars, reinvent yourself. Try to find something other to use your space for. I mean, I don't know. Uh, I don't know, but you should know. Just find something that you're good at, man. Maybe you like not that I know. Maybe like the doghouse, and not that I've ever been there, but maybe the doghouse. Maybe you could make it into a manufacturing mask place. In the meantime, yeah. And again, I don't know. But maybe you could make T-shirts. Something, guys. But you got to pay the rent somehow. Good evening. Tomorrow I'll stop by. We ran out of time today. No, don't find the worries. I'll be here. I'll be here tomorrow. Send me a message and I'll be here. Cheese. That's 2020. Audio 2020. Good evening, gentlemen. Good evening. Good evening, gentlemen. Thank you for calling us, gentlemen. Also, the nurses and doctors are withholding information and saying patients are okay to their loved ones, and it's a lie. I don't know how many, honestly, and I don't know how many nurses and doctors are wanting to lie, to place their certificate on the line just to give some type of comfort or something to individuals. I don't think it. I would have to have some like type of proof or something. But again, I'm sorry that you're all going through that. Anyone that's lost loved ones, very, very sorry for you. I do want to say to the Betancourt family, they're the ones that asked me to mention the Betancourt family. My prayers go out to you, and whatever we can do in regards to sharing prayers and anything other we can do for you. Quintanilla family lost someone that was very well known in the political circles. Quintanilla family. We're also praying for Don De Leon. I hear he's not doing well at the hospital. I received a call today from Joe Valdez, teacher out at Porter, and he's doing a lot better. He is getting treatment for his coronavirus and the other complications that he got while in the hospital, and he plans to share his experience with it after his vocal cords get a little bit better. He's still sounding a little bit hoarse, but wanted to express his gratitude to everyone out there that was out there praying. So again, thank you all so much for the prayers. Anybody else? And again, guys, and I want to say, it's very hard now. One of the things that I was sharing with a friend of mine right now, a teacher from veterans, I was sharing with her that before it was very easy because I'd go through my timeline and I'd go felicidades, 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 and I hate to say this, but a lot of times I was just copy pasting because there's so many people on my timeline. But again, I'm very honest with you all. But again, my heartfelt felicidades to anything you all were celebrating. And I would use felicidades because it fits birthdays, anniversaries, graduations. It fits everything. So I go felicidades, 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 felicidades. And but please don't hold it against me, guys. I mean, I still wanted to say alles felicidades. But with that said, now I'm doing more. My prayers, 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 my prayers. So it's just a lot more individuals. So it's very, very hard to give condolences to everyone out there. But again, my prayers for our community. But I did ask to give condolences to the Betancourt family, to the Quintanilla family, uh, and Joe Valdez is still asking for prayers, and we're asking for the prayers for Don De Leon and his family. These businesses that are open need to bring in AC down. It is uncomfortable enough to wear a mask, but when you have a mask, it's very hard to breathe, and you might stay at home. But I wouldn't be out about something. Uh, I have my air conditioner here in my office like at 67 or 66. I like it cold. Good evening, you two. Give him a hell tonight. Keep up the great work. I'm trying to try. We're going to do talking about a little bit about politics sooner or later. Something needs to be done about this, and that it deserves a proper care. If even send me the information, and I'm sorry that you're experiencing that. Send me the information. I will look into it. Look, guys, one of the things that I do, and again, I get a lot of crap for it. I do get a lot of information. I want to do my best to confirm all the information that we do receive, and post the most accurate information out there. And there's anything that we have to retract on or step back on, I will do it gladly. But even information, the one like the one on IE, is very important information. Like, how can the nurses and doctors of Valley Baptist in Brownsville lie to a patient? I don't think that they're doing that. That's just very, very hard to believe any. And I'm not saying that's not true. What I'm saying is that if you have something conclusive to share, please share it, and we'll get down to the bottom of it. I think I could reach the CEO of Valley Baptist here locally, and I could speak with him, and I think he'll take my phone call. So you let me know.
Do you remember, Erasmo, that there were complaints from the hospital in Edinburgh, if I'm not mistaken, of them either not, treating their patients within adequate time, or just not being, not being properly cared for. I think there are some sanitary issues as well. But Terry Canales, the congressman out of Hidalgo, I think he stated that, that he looked into it, and as far as he's concerned, that him and his team didn't see anything wrong with that hospital. So we have to understand, and again, we're not making no excuse for anybody, but these public health officials, they're at capacity. They're overworked. We saw Dr. Eder Hernandez yesterday, how he stated, "Hey, it's on us. Let's try to do our part by helping them out." They're risking their lives. They're on the front lines. They have a lot on their plate, and they're overworked. They're overstressed. So it's a difficult situation, Erasmo, for them to be in right now. But the one thing that we are could guarantee is that safety for them is the number one priority for themselves, and more for the patients under their care. So it's very unfortunate that we've come to this, but we're in a dire situation. But knowing these individuals that go into that field, they have compassion, they have empathy for patients. So I would hope that we're not experiencing this here. But I personally, I'm not sure about yourself and Asmo, but I haven't heard anything of that sorts happening here locally in Brownsville or in Harlingen.
No, we have amazing nurses, amazing doctors here in the city of Brownsville. I mean, I will fight for each and every one of them until I am proven incorrectly. We should send out a thank you to all the local restaurants. Yes, Manuel, you're very right, and that's one of the reasons, Manuel. And I've gotten a little bit of slack about this, because people, I say, I'm going out to lunch, and people say, like, stay home, don't go out to lunch, and that's fine. Again, I get it. One of the reasons that I go to local restaurants is because I want to chip in, and the truth, and people will tell you. I mean, people that go out to eat with me, you'll know that I'm a cheap date. Well, I'm a cheap date because I don't eat that much food. And the truth of the matter is, because of my surgery, because of my sleeve, I could go all day without eating food. I really, really can. But I make it, but I don't. I make sure that I eat throughout the day. One of the things that I do is that I opt to go to different restaurants to support local restaurants, the ones that are open as much as possible. And, there's some places that I just really enjoy to go eat to. I like Kamori's San Francisco roll, and I order that. And I thank you to all my employees there at Kamori. They're very, very nice to me. Every time I call, they tell me, "We know what you're going to order, Mr. Castro." But like, "Oh, thank you." I love my people at Jack in the Box. That's one of my favorite foods. I just love Jack in the Box. So after the show, I usually stop by at Jack in the Box and I go to the drive-through and get me some
Tacos.
mini loaded tacos. And I love those things, man. They're so greasy and full of cheese, and cheese is amazing. I love it. And Valerie, again, shout out to Valerie, my drive-through person that takes care of my order all the time. Valerie, you have amazing customer service skills and a true asset to Jack in the Box. I love Jack in the Box. To all my workers at my Jack in the Box, love y'all. I'll be there tonight. Trust me. But yeah, we should. And I hear Amirla is coming on slowly but surely. I think she's having camera issues. Buenas noches, llegué tarde, pero llegué. Qué bueno que llegaste tarde. Recuerda, gorditas de una tota. Ay, me encantan el chicharrón durito. Próximo sábado, AM, ¿cuántas? Yo quiero una. José, una, doña Tota, gordita de chicharrón duro, por favor, con poquita salsa verde aparte. Let me say something else in regards to something that Frankie was mentioning to guys. Yeah, if somebody's out there lying to you, Anaí, they shouldn't be called heroes. Let me say something in regards to something Frankie was mentioning. Look, guys, there was a couple of posts out there that I saw, and I just took my time. I did not share them. There was a post of a video that someone had said it was from McAllen Hospital. Frankie, Mirla's having issues with her camera. There was a post out there. There was a post out there of a video that it was showing a hospital, and people were saying that it was a McAllen hospital. And I looked at it, and it didn't look like a McAllen hospital, and I didn't share it. And I opted not to share it, not for any other reason, but because I could not confirm that it was actually a McAllen hospital. Well, I later learned that it was a hospital in Mexico. So again, guys, you have to be very, very careful with what you share. Those pictures in regards to the DHR, to the nurses there in Edinburgh, State Representative Terry Canales came out and said, he looked into it and it wasn't true, and it was not true. So again, guys, we just have to be very, very careful. That's one of the things that I try to do. I try to confirm to make sure that a lot of these videos, these pictures are actually factual. Not to me, they didn't. They were up and up. I'm not sure. Vamos a pescar, Erasmo. Pero nomás me dices si no me invitas. Mira.
Hi, Dad. How are you? Hi, how are you?
Going?
Let me get centered.
Now
it's good to see you. How you doing?
Very good. How are you?
Doing good.
Good.
So again, guys, just to finish off that little part, please, if you have any information out there, any videos or any pictures, make sure you confirm that they're accurate before we share them on social media. Look, there's thousands of people out there sharing these things, and just don't be one of those thousands. Make sure that the individuals that are on your list, that they are a little bit more aware that you're going to be sharing information that's factual, that are facts. So, Ms. Dean, how you doing, Ms. Dean? How are you surviving through the whole Rona thing?
Oh my goodness. You know what? I think one of the things that we have to understand, and is first of all, we do have to live, and we have to live according to our conscience, and we have to do what we need to do. If we need to keep our family safe, we need to keep our family safe. So I think everybody has to make a decision about themselves and their family as to what they're going to do and how to prepare and what to do.
Well, you are seeking a position as our district clerk here in Cameron County.
Yes, I am.
One of the things that I've always said, I've run for office once or twice. I can't remember. And it's not easy. It's not easy running for office. So before I actually started running for office, I was very critical of a lot of individuals. And very easily called individuals out. And it wasn't until I started to run for office that I gained an appreciation for anyone and everyone that actually throws their name in their name in the hat their hat in the ring because it's not easy. It's very taxing. It's very taxing on the family. There's even with coronavirus now, with Rona, it is like taxing to the nth degree. How has campaigning during the Rona been for you?
Well, it has been tough, unfortunately, because it's not as easy to actually reach out to folks in person. So it has been a bit difficult, a bit challenging. But even so, I am very appreciative of the folks that I have reached out and the folks that have reached out to me in support. So, we're going to get ready come next month. Hopefully, God willing, we'll be doing a little bit more. Especially waiting for the primaries to end and, that whole session to end. So, come August, hopefully, God willing, we'll be doing a little bit more.
Ms. Dean, if you could let the community know a little bit about yourself, your background, and
Sure.
the reasons why you chose to run for district clerk.
Sure. I have been working for the county clerk's office for over 10 years. And my background, I have a bachelor's degree in organizational management and ethics. I have held positions in management in different leadership roles in technology, and coming down to the Valley now for over 10 years, I've been working with the clerk's office in different capacities and actually helping, grow that office and actually get us to the point where we are now, actually. One of the things that I hear a lot and other people hear is that the clerk's office is very efficient. I work in the judicial section, and that's really my specialty in reality. So I have to say that is one of the reasons that I said, I think I can take this opportunity, and I think I can take the knowledge and experience I have and take it to the next level. And so it just happened that this position opened up, and and I thought about running for office for quite some time. And I thought, this is the time, this is the opportunity.
Thank you. And it's very important. I'm going to interrupt real quick.
Sure.
Okay. Castro, please answer. You have gone after the trooper for BISD pretty hardcore, but during your limited time at BISD, you did vote for him, and you also agreed to his compensation. Why attack? And I'll answer the question. It's very, very simple. Out of the candidates that we received from the organization that was sent out to do a search for superintendent, the truth of it is it was jam-packed with individuals that would not produce. So out of everyone that was on there, he was the only choice. And let me tell you, at that point in time, and I'll answer the question, at that point in time, it was the only way to go. That was the first one. In regards to his compensation, the answer is no. I actually, if you go back on the record, you'll see that I did not vote for his compensation. I was very adamant that it should not have been raised in any way, shape, or form, because the amount that was set by Dr. Sylvia Atkinson. And again, it was set by the rest of the board. I voted against it 100%. Now, you ask why attack? Because it is your duty to attack. It's your duty to call out. And look, one of the things that I think this individual from Houston, I mean, you've also agreed that it was a mistake to go back, send individuals back onto campus. People need a voice. People need people to speak up and to say, hey, this is wrong. Shouldn't be done. So again, you expect when you hire someone, even any business, when you hire someone, and this is something that Ms. Deaton is going to deal with. When you hire someone, you've got the resume and you've got the references. You're going to think that they're going to do a great job. But after the first 6 months, 9 months, when you start realizing, oh, wait a minute, what the heck, what's going on? Then you start, to reevaluate the situation. Unfortunately, this sport hasn't done that. And for no more, you evaluate on the go, because despite the fact that someone may have the most amazing credentials, it's when they start producing that you start judging. So I appreciate the question. Now, what would someone and the district clerk's office is an office that does a lot of hiring? What would be the best fit individual for a district clerk's office?
I would have to say the best fit individual would be someone with administrative skills, someone that has superb customer service, I would say, because every individual that walks in that door, it is important for them to be treated, as if they are the only customer right there and then that day. And every single person in the organization should actually
Wonderful.
focus in the
Right.
service that they provide. So, I would have to say administrative skills, superb customer service skills, excellent, I would have to say. And someone that is willing to actually, even if with 3 month experience or 6 months experience, that's okay. Because when you have someone that is willing to learn and willing to take on that job, I mean, like you said, it's hard to see at the beginning. It's hard to see when someone, is really going to do that job. They might have a superb resume, but it's going to be actually when they take action and when you start seeing that fruit of the labor. And then you're going to have to make a decision, right? Come 6 months.
100%.
Well, at least in the county, we've got 6 months to decide, okay, are we going to keep this individual or not? And I think those decisions, although hard to make, they are necessary to be made.
Let me ask you real quick. What are the things that plagues Cameron County? Cameron County as a whole is compadrismo. One of the things that is very, very prevalent is that it's always the primo, the tío, the abuelo that gets the job, and not the most qualified individual out there. How are we? How are we guaranteed that under District Clerk Deaton, there won't be any more compadrismo?
Well, we go back to the same thing, doing the job right and taking an oath and following those policies that are established by Commissioner's Court, that are established by our HR department. That's one of the things that we cannot do. We have to hire the best, because I believe that the constituents deserve the best employees. I've experienced it. I've experienced it when we go up to governmental windows, whether the city, whether, in other cities, in other places. And you know what? It's not even 5 o'clock. I'm sorry. We can't help you. And it's not only in government positions. I mean, we experience it in Walmart, in HEB. You know what? I don't work this aisle. You might want to go down, and find the guy over there. No, everyone is wearing the district clerk shirt. Everyone needs to be 100% supportive to the role that they play. And as far as compadrismo is concerned, I can't say that it does not happen, but my responsibility would be to look at the candidate that is coming in, look at the credentials, and make sure that that person is fit for the position that they're applying for.
What, as of right now, I know you're looking from the outside in, but
Yes.
what do you think the district clerk's office is doing? Is doing efficiently, and what, if any, changes would you make if you were elected into office?
Sure. Right now, the district clerk has, applied a lot of things. They've updated a lot of things, and basically what I'm looking to do is to go in and actually improve what's already been there. It's been work that has been done, because in the county clerk's office, I mean, sometimes we work hand in hand, so we are aware of the challenges. We are aware of the technology that's been, in place, or that's being put in place and whatnot. So it's basically to improve. I think every person that comes onto an office just seeks to improve what's already been there, what's already there. So seek to continue in that direction.
Just to answer the question in regards to individuals going back onto campus tomorrow, the individuals that will be going onto campus tomorrow are administrators. And I think some counselors, I might be wrong in regards to that, but I think some administrators and some administrative staff are going back onto campus tomorrow. And that is a mistake. One of the things that we've had to do, Stephen, is, everything has started to go online. What are the challenges for a district clerk's office to go 100% online and not go into the buildings?
Sure. The challenges that we have, of course, would be equipment. because everything is managed depending on the budget. You know, as long as we have our laptops, pretty much the county does have the capacity to actually allow employees to work from home. It's basically just training the employee, and the employee pretty much, you know, understands if they're able to use Facebook, if they're able to use WhatsApp. We have a lot of applications that we use within the county. It's just where we're at, where the location is. Now, there might be some items that maybe the courts are still processing in paper. I really don't know that part in the district clerk's office. But I would seek to improve that, and we definitely can, because we've done it at the county clerk's office. I mean, we're pretty much at the point where everything that we do, we really don't really have to see anyone. Everything is done electronically for the most part, at least in the judicial side.
Well, the status is that
go ahead. I'm sorry.
Extremely high. Even it's clerical position that require degrees but don't want to pay. They'll want to start you at $9 an hour. Part of the problem with that, Claudia, is that it goes back to everything that is around us. It's economic development. Because we don't have economic development, we don't have tax money coming into the coffers. Now, part of the problem with that is because of compadrismo and because we don't have the most qualified individuals in there, then it starts to breed corruption. And once it starts to breed corruption, people start to get very, very greedy and start to pocket a lot of the money. A lot of our resources have been squandered on by individuals who are self-serving and not in tune with doing what is best for the community. Look, and I'm going to say this, and this is not reflective of anything Ms. Deaton stands for or runs for. She'll have her own opinion. But let me tell you guys, elected officials out there, if they would be a little bit smarter, they would stop eating up the whole pie. If they want to take a little sliver of the pie, that's their deal. It's still unethical and it's wrong. But instead of letting the pie continuously grow, their little sliver would get a lot bigger. But they don't want to take a little sliver. They want to give the people the crumbs and eat up the whole pie. And what that does, it makes the community stagnant, and there is no economic development whatsoever. We've had too many rats that have stolen our money, that have squandered our resources and our opportunities. It has got to stop. But one thing I could guarantee you, 100%, it will never, ever stop while you keep on voting the same crap back over and over and over and over again. It is literally the definition of insanity, according to Einstein. Was it Einstein? I saw a meme.
I would like to answer actually Claudia's question in regards to the requirements that are extremely high. In reality, there is a test. Cameron County has a test, and I mean, way back when I took it, it seemed fairly simple. I think that we need to start looking at a lot of the technical. There's a lot of folks that actually have technical experience that have graduated from these technical schools. I think it would only make sense to actually look at those individuals as well, along with their experience. Because, not because you have a bachelor's degree or a master's degree means that you are the best qualified individual for the job. Actually, no, I've seen I have seen great employees with no degrees, with no experience, and it's great because those individuals actually want to, they put 100% into the organization and they want to grow with that organization. But leadership is important. If you don't have the right leadership, you are not going to get the buy-in from those employees. You're not going to get those employees to stay in the organization. And that's important. It's important for an organization to actually, have experts, I would say.
100%.
Because
it is important. I agree with you. One of the questions being asked by a couple of individuals is who are you running against? And I'll say it. One of the things that I always suggest to candidates, you never mention your opponent's name because you're going for the position, not your appointment. But I'll say it since I'm not running for that position. Ms. Deaton's opponent is a board member Laura Perez Reyes. Now, Laura Perez Reyes has recently, and again, one of the things that you have to understand that there is no incumbent in this race. There's no incumbent.
Correct.
But Laura Perez Reyes is a board trustee, so you have to focus on her record and what she has done while on the Brownsville Independent School Board, and how she has acted in regards to her character during this pandemic. Because if one thing is clear, it clearly showed who had leadership qualities and who did not. And I make mention of that because I want people to understand and remember that Laura Perez Reyes lied to our community by throwing out names, by saying that she had constant communication with the Brownsville police chief, and saying that there was 1 to 2 suicides a day in the city of Brownsville since March. For the past 4 months, there had been 1 to 2 suicides a day. That is irresponsible. That is trying to pander to the sentiment of the moment by, and it was very, very unfortunate that she did that. But again, guys, it is very, very important that you do not forget these things. It is really, really uncalled for to think that 1 or 2 individuals can convince the city of Brownsville. The other thing that I want individuals to not forget, that one of the solutions that Ms. Perez is at in regards to dealing with this coronavirus was going out there and putting tents in front of our schools in the middle of summer. So again, with that said, you're running for the seat. You're having issues with your volume. You're having issues with volume. Are you running for the seat, or are you running against the opponent?
I think we're having some audio problems, or
Yes. You might want to come out and come back in. There's issues with your microphone. That's what I think. And just to clarify, while she's taking care of those technical issues, she is running against Laura Perez Reyes. And again, Laura Perez Reyes has a record. And, have the opportunity to reach out to Ms. Deaton and see if you think that she is the best candidate to represent you at the county seat. Now, I'm going to make mention of this. One of the lies that they were throwing out there was that Laura Perez Reyes was actually going to run for BISD. It's a lie. Not true. Why so many lies? It's not true. She was never going to plan, but because she did declare to the political world around here, and I say they want to do a Benny Ochoa. They want to do a little switcheroo and like, oops, I'm not going to run after all type of deal. That's fine with that. I'm fine with that. But because she did state that she was going to run, I said, okay, I promised I was going to run against an incumbent. I'm going to run against an incumbent. So I chose place 5 to run against. And then all of a sudden now, oh, no, now Danielle, who has never set foot on a public school, is now running for place 5. Good luck. I know lots of BISD office workers who are being forced to be on site. It's so stupid. The district is not even providing them with hardware so they could work from home. You're right, Paulette. And it is irresponsible. It is dangerous. I need one of your yard signs too. Thank you, Wendy.
I'm sure that you know.
Just distribute properly.
Erasmo, now with technology, at our disposal, we should try to enforce that. We are living in a the new digital age, technological age, and it's unfortunate that we've seen the spike of numbers rise tremendously, and yet we still have leadership having administration teachers go back into the campuses. You had been very vocal about look at the number of positive cases and unfortunately the number of deaths. I think, what are we at Erasmo? 3 or 4 BISD deaths, if I'm not mistaken. And this happened, Erasmo, when there wasn't that many people in these areas. So we could just imagine, and again, I understand skeleton crew and things like that, but there is that risk that potentially they could contract the virus. And I think now people are starting to understand, oh man, this is a lot more serious than what we initially thought back in March or April. So it's unfortunate. I personally would wish that, if they could work from home, let them work from home. It's not, a necessity to be at the brick and mortar campuses, in my opinion.
Ms. Dean,
Sorry.
it's okay. I work with you, and that's an excellent answer. The test is simple, but if they want to require a bachelor's and you get paid $9, they still have to pay school loans and live off what's left. I just feel they need to reconsider the pay tiers.
No, and I understand that, and not recently. I mean, recently we actually the county established these tiers depending on where you land, the type of job that you do. So they set up these tiers, and unfortunately, there's really nothing that we can do. Those are already set. Of course, we can, revisit that as an elected official. We can always go and sit down at the table and talk about if things need to change or what needs to be changed, and that's a good thing, but the elected official has to be willing to do that.
Yes, 100%. What experience? One of the things that's very important is something that you mentioned. What is your background in regards to handling the budget?
Well, while at the county clerks and doing other things, actually, I mean, I have actually seen and oh, purchasing, and so I've taken a look at the budgets, and I've had to deal with making expenditures or getting items approved. So I'm familiar with that. And the key here is actually to take a look and see what it is that the office needs and requires, and make the appropriate expenditures. And take a look at the the vendors that are out there. Take a look and see what they have to offer. Look at the best deal, look at the best option for the county and for spending and for the office. So it's always looking at the money. It's always thinking that it is not your money, but that you're spending somebody else's money.
Yeah, fiscal responsibility.
So, yes.
Good job. Can you post who's running for each place in BISD board? We don't know as of yet all the players in the game, Nelda. I will tell you that Prissy and Drew have talked about having their little slate go out. And, Prissy and Drew's candidates are going to be Danielle, Denise, Minerva Peña on the way back, and little Eddie. So, again, if you want another 4 years of the same crap that we're dealing with now, just know that Prissy and Drew are out there supporting little Eddie, Denise, and Danielle. And, of course, the puppet of Minerva. Just what it is. So the other choices out there, and we know that has stated that they're going to run for office, are Carlos Elizondo in place 7. We have Frankie Olivo in place 2. We have Marisa Leal in place 6. And I've already stated and declared that I'm running for place 5. So it's kind of your choice, your call. So you're running for school. What is your background, education, job experience? It's so good when he's on mute. I love it when he's on mute.
Yes, I think you're on mute.
I apologize. Yes, I graduated with a degree in history, minor in government, and secondary education. I was going to school to become a teacher and a coach. That was my goal. But life has different plans. And shortly after graduation, I obtained a job working for Cameron County with a state district judge out of the 404 District Court. Currently, my title is the court coordinator for that court. I'm currently taking taking classes to obtain my master's in public affairs. And my ultimate goal is to one day, obtain a law degree. I want to be a better asset for our community. That's my background. That's my work experience. I do feel that I am the best candidate for BISD trustee place 2. I am a BISD product of BISD. I went to school at Perez Elementary, Oliveira, and the Homer Hanna High School. So I do know the struggles of being a student. I have friends and family that are teachers that I speak with regularly. I have friendships with my old friends, students, even my teachers and some counselors who we speak more on a daily basis now especially now since I'm running. So those are my qualifications, and I hope that you would consider me for being your next trustee for place 2.
Ms. Dean, since you're here, we'll ask you the same question.
Sure.
What
So
is your background, education, job
we go
experience?
back to the background, education, and job experience. Like I said before, I have over 10 years of experience. The training and education received throughout my years actually, was with the County and District Clerks Association of Texas. Not only did I hold a bachelor's degree in organizational management and ethics, and also basically, I mean, it's dealing with this every day. I mean, being there full time pretty much for the past over 10 years, dealing with the people in Cameron County. I understand what their needs are as far as the judiciary is concerned. I understand the office of the district clerk. I know what it is that is needed to operate that office, to continue that office in operation. So I would say, that's what I can tell you. I have, education, and I'm, seeking to do the best that I can do in that position.
Thank you. One of the questions that was asked was in regards
Thank you.
to Sylvia's trial. Sylvia does have a motion coming up on the 24th. That's the only one that we know of as of right now. I think Bobby Whiteman posted
Thank you,
something
teacher.
about something going on the 30th. But again, we don't have confirmation in regards to that as of yet. But we'll look into
Thank you.
it. So we'll see what happens. With that said, we are going through the pandemic of pandemics. Something that's life changing for the world, life changing for our community. How has the pandemic affected Ms. Deaton?
Erasmo, I have to say, and I have to speak about this, and everybody that actually knows me understands that my faith is what keeps me going, and not my faith in myself, but my faith in Christ. The peace that I have, it's day in and day out, and I have not stopped. Right now, I'm on vacation, actually. So I haven't stopped working from the beginning of all of this, except for the times where, the county actually closed down, the county clerks, we had skeleton crew and all of that. But other than that, I have been there every single day. I have 2 daughters. They are, over 15. So they're able to take care of themselves. But even so, they're alone at home. So I go to work. The care that I had before is not there because, that person had to go home herself. And so we're all on our own pretty much. And so communicating with them over the phone, but I'm going to work every day from 8 to 5, and I'm there. And there's been times that it's only been me and another staff member or whatnot, and we get the job done. So how has this affected me? Yes, I come to the realization that we need, as human beings, I mean, we truly, we really need to turn to God.
Amen.
We really do. So I'm at peace, and I see this, and consciously I do what's best, what I think in my conscience is best for my family, and everyone else does the same. I'm sure, they're focused on their family, on the people around them, their neighbors, their friends, and they're doing what they think is best based on their conscience. So that's how I've been working through this. And I still have faith in God and Christ that, all of this is for a reason. And we're going to see that reason. We may not. So how long is this going to be here? I really don't know. But I'm at peace, enjoying my family. Like I said, right now I'm on vacation. So I'm enjoying my time with my daughters. So what can I say?
Great job. And one of the things that I think that is very important, and I've spoken about it regularly, is balance is important. We have to have balance, and I think that's where that spirituality comes into play. A lot of times, individuals have a misconception in regards to spirituality, and they say, Well,
Yes.
because you are a spiritual individual, Christ follower, then you can't fight with anyone. So it probably doesn't
Mm,
make you a good politician, because politicians, they get down in the dirt, and they go hard. Uh, are we going to not see a fighting Veronica Deaton out there, or are we going to see a very passive Veronica Deaton?
I again going back, um, the people that know me actually, they know me. Uh, are you going to see me fight? Am I going to be doing? I guess when you say fighting, it just depends as to what you mean. I'm sorry.
Fighting for what's right, fighting
You
for what's
know,
right, fighting for what's just, fighting for.
we always fight what is just. We always do. Those who believe. But I think there's a misconception. I guess some people think, oh, fighting, what are you going to bring up, or what are you going to say, or are you going to? No, I'm going to run this campaign. It's me that's running. The opponent, that person is going to run that campaign however that person feels is the best, and the same way I'm going to do it. And I'm not trusting, you know I can't put my trust in people. The only thing I can do is tell people, look, this is my experience, this is my knowledge, this is who I am. And really, I'm really no one. I'm just an individual that decided, you know what? I think our offices, and I think they deserve better. And I'm not saying that I'm the best. I do think that I'm the best choice though.
Well, that's awesome.
So, you know,
No, that's great. One of the issues that I think that a lot of individuals have down here is, a lot of people get tied up in the party politics. And let me tell you, Missy, and I've ran as a Republican, I've ran as a Democrat. You know that. I don't believe too much in party platform. I believe in
yeah,
platform. I believe that something that differentiates us here in this area is that we're, even Democrats. I think Democrats look more like Republicans here than anywhere else in the country. We're pro-life. We are,
yeah.
very family orientated. We don't like individuals to come and destroy our monuments, our rocks. We
Property. Property.
property. We believe in the Second Amendment, very much so. And
Yeah.
if you don't believe me, just watch every New Year's, and you see todo el Cameron Park y todas las Almos tirando tiros para el dan, 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 dan. That's very Second Amendment-ish, guys. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is that, again, it's not so much as advice, but it's something that you probably have experienced or will experience. You know, uh, People want to hear from the candidates. They want candidates, to be accessible. They want candidates
Yes.
that will answer the questions on the fly.
Correct.
One of the
Yes.
things that you'll let people know, we didn't prepare for this. There was no
No.
script. There were no
No.
questions. There's nothing out there. Uh,
No.
you've been campaigning for, I would say, close to a good 6 to 8 months, 6 to 9 months.
Uh, I mean, yes.
Uh, a negative that you've experienced throughout the campaign.
Negative? I'm
Yeah,
sorry. It's just you cut off.
a
What
negative,
was, can
a
you repeat
negative,
that?
a negative that you've experienced. Something not so pleasant that you've experienced throughout the campaign.
The people that I've come across, just the general public, the people, they've been great. I mean,
Good.
people have come out really, I, like I always say, look, I'm just some lady that decided to run for office. I'm not popular. I'm not, friends of friends of friends. I am just somebody that said our offices can do better. And I think, you know, um, I think one of the things that people have said to me, it's like, hey, you need tons of money. If not, forget it. And this is, that there's, so you need, this is how much you need. If not, you should get out. And yes, this is all me. This is whatever I've done. It's been on my pocket. I have had some great generous people that have reached out to me, but for the most part, it's, as you can see, it's really the expenditures that I've done have really just been on me.
Well, I'll tell you what.
So I think that's the negative I could say, is that a lot of times folks think, you're going to need a lot of money. And that's why I do truly believe that there are just the regular person that actually would love to run for office, and they're great candidates. But the fear is the funds. And of course, I understand. I mean, we need money, right? But you see, this is what I think. When we start receiving tons, and we start, I have to question, is the office compromised?
Are you? I mean, let me tell you something. You hit it right. You hit the nail right on the head. And let me tell you part of the problem. And again, I know it because I've seen it. Part of the problem, Ms. Eden, is that these individuals are so corrupt that they'll take money from anyone and everyone they can out there, and vendors and special interest groups. They continuously to pour tons and tons of money into a candidate, and then individuals, because they are, oh, what a pretty sign, oh, what a pretty this, oh, because they're having
Yes.
tangas, oh, because they're giving out chicken plates, oh, and let me tell you, and I'm going to say it, your opponent is so deep into the pockets of special interest, you wouldn't even begin to believe it. She is so deep into the pockets of vendors that they stop acting for themselves. And of course, they don't give a rat's behind about the community. They only care about satisfying seeing their vendors. And I'll give you some examples. We had some issues in regards to insurance. We had some issues in regards to the food. We had some issues in regards to several lawsuits that were coming before the district. And let me tell you, uh, Laura Perez Reyes was right out there next to Sylvia Atkinson, throwing her little hand into the different vendors' pockets. She knows it. I know it. And the only reason that she's not going to call me out on it is because she knows I have proof of it. But it's not so much that I have proof of it, is that the federal government has proof of it. And I'm going to guess, and I'm not going to confirm, I'm going to guess that that was one of the reasons why she was subpoenaed by the federal government, by the FBI, to testify in Sylvia Atkinson's trial, Atkinson's case. And let me tell you all something. Anyone that is listening, y'all have got to pay a lot of close attention to Sylvia Atkinson's trial and to Laura Perez Reyes' testimony. Because if she does go on that stand and denies a lot of the things that she knows that she was involved in, then she's going to perjure herself. And let me tell you what, you can't perjure yourself before the federal government, because the federal government, they have recordings. By the time the federal government, Laura, asks you questions, they know the answers to them. So good luck in regards to the questioning that's going to go back and forth before a federal judge. Good luck in trying to deny anything and everything that you were involved in. And good luck in not saying that you didn't receive money from different vendors. But that is the problem with BISD. That is the problem with Cameron County. And something that you said, Ms. Dean, is very important. It's very, very important. That a lot of times, a lot of our young kids out there that, have a passion, they want to serve, they want to, be an elected official. They find that they can't, because you either have to bend over to the money, to the corrupt political machine, and kiss their feet or kiss their ring and be a part of that corrupt political machine in order to get all that money coming in. To whereas you could spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on a campaign that pays very, very little, a position that pays nothing. So it's got to stop, but it stops with individuals doing their research.
Correct.
And looking at the financial statements and find out who's putting money into these politicians' pockets.
Correct. And I have to encourage, and I really do, I have to encourage anyone that believes that they are fit for a position, and that they can do a better job. Just do it. I have to say, just do it. Whether you win or lose, the experience alone, that is worth it. But at least you tried. At least you're doing something. Whether you win or lose, that's okay. But I do have to encourage folks. Look, if you I've met people and they've told me, look, I've thought of running for JP, or I've thought of, the school board. And I always say, do it.
Do it.
Do it. No, well, there's money, there's always a way. And I really don't understand sometimes. And we can plaster the city with signs. We can plaster, and we've seen it. We've seen people, the signs, every block, 2 or 3 signs, 5 signs, and what happens at the end? I just think that sometimes that's just not smart spending, because at the end you've spent 10,000, 20,000, 30,000 on signs to only get 5,000, 7,000 votes, 3,000 votes. I think we need to, I think the candidate just really needs to kind of look at things, especially when there's not much money, budget. But there's other ways, and I have to encourage people, do it.
100%. And one of the things that I have made mention out there, anybody that wants to run, anyone that wants to run and is not a part of the corrupt political machine.
Yes.
I mean, I have a platform. I mean, I have means of ways to get in touch with tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of individuals out there. I will use my platform to promote and to give individuals that do not have all those funds, that are not in the pockets of vendors, that are not in the pockets of special interests, that are not a part of that corrupt political machine. I will help out. I will motivate. I will share any experience that I have with anyone that wants to run or seek office out there. Anyone.
Great.
Laurita la Exploradora. I, Erasmo, everything I say is 100% facts. We've had 20 bank robberies. No, Laurita, you are mistaken.
What? That's not true.
Oh my God. That was a good one. Y'all got me on that one, guys. Let me tell you. That was one. Guys, I'm going to encourage anyone and everyone out there. I know that a lot of individuals that are on YouTube are having a lot less trouble than individuals that are not. Please join the YouTube channel. It's a lot easier. It's a lot quicker. It's a lot faster. We've been out here for an hour. Ms. Dean,
Yes.
any final words of encouragement?
Okay. Yes. Again, like I said, you're thinking of running, just do it. Another thing, really get to know your candidates, get to know the people that are out there, talk to them, find out what they're made of, find out what they believe. Because although, I've been told, you know what, it doesn't matter at the local level. That's where it matters, because the people that are sitting in leadership right now, they are the ones that are making those decisions for us, whether city, whether county. Local does matter. So get to know those people, find out what they believe, what they stand for. And if they match your ideology, well, perfect. You'll be more prepared when you go to the voting booth, as opposed to, you know what, I don't know, but this girl seems white because she's got a white last name, I'm not going to vote for her. Or this person seems, he's got the same last name as me, I think I'm going to vote for. No, I really encourage everybody to get to know every candidate and make a wise decision. I have to say that.
Frankie, last words.
Thank you, Ms. Dean, for your time.
Thank you.
It's always very important for the community to hear from the candidates themselves. You are correct. Signs do not vote. As much as we can, paint the town with our signs, it is important for us to hear from the candidates themselves,
Yes.
to know a little bit more about them and what we could expect if and when they're elected into office. So thank you so much, man, for taking the time out of your day to speak with us and answering some of the community's questions. In regards to the virus, we had Congressman Vicente Gonzalez out of Hidalgo and Congressman Filemon Vela, issued a press conference urging the governor to issue another shelter in place. The numbers are getting very bad. Deaths obviously are rising. Cameron County, according to Dr. Eder Hernandez, we are in the middle of a tsunami. We're not able to handle. Hospitals are at max capacity. So we encourage our viewers, our community, to try our best to avoid large gatherings. Always wear a face covering, wear a mask. It's only like that we will hopefully one day come back to some sort of normalcy in our lives. So thank you again once, Ms. Deaton, and thank you everybody for joining us tonight. Erasmo Castro tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Thank you so much, guys.
Guys,
thank you.
Thank you, guys. I'm sorry about the lagging. I just noticed it on Facebook as well. It's just a glitch on Facebook, and again, that is part of the the challenges that you all as parents, you all as teachers are going to face as soon as we start distance learning. So, guys, it is just the age that we live in, and no, I am paying my internet bill. So it's not that I haven't paid my internet bill, and it's not it's Cricket. It's actually Spectrum, guys. So sorry about that. But guys, please take this time to go join the YouTube channel, please. There was no lag on the YouTube channel. There was no that little round little ball that goes around, because I'm looking at it right now on Facebook. It's just clear cut. So please go to YouTube channel, subscribe. Look, guys, I've been telling you for months already. Goodness gracious alive. You just don't listen. Están tercos que quieren meterse en el Facebook. En el Facebook está bien. Métese en el Facebook, pero mejor métese en el YouTube.
A ver, pero unas palabras nada más, porque de repente no saben que hablo español o no sé, ¿verdad? Pero simplemente lo único que quería decirles, por favor, voten por la mejor opción. Verónica es la mejor opción. Muchas gracias por tenerme en este programa. De veras, muy contenta, pero les agradezco bastante de corazón. Muchas gracias.
Miss Lina, le quiero decir que cualquier día, cualquier momento que usted quiera regresar, con plena confianza, mucha suerte en esta campaña. Estamos para servirle, su servidor está para servirle en lo que le pueda servir. Como miembro de la comunidad, yo también quiero la mejor opción.
Gracias.
Yo voy a concordar con usted en esta carrera. La única opción es Verónica Deaton.
Muchas gracias. Muchas gracias.
Guys, please go and hook up to damn YouTube now. Please go sign up. And please, guys, the numbers are not great. Hopefully tomorrow we'll have better internet. I'll pay some more cricket dollars out there. We'll have some better reception and everything else, guys. Please, tomorrow at 9 o'clock in the morning. Guys, again, if anyone is out there that is in need of food, that is in need of anything, medicine, and they can't go because they're COVID positive or they don't have anyone to help them out, please help them out. Please be out there for each other. We're all in this together. Please be good to each other, and please be good to me. God bless. Take care. Tomorrow, 9 a.m. in the morning, guys. Adios.